Hi everybody. Today I'm going to be talking about cancer and my experience with it and what I believe will really help you. Um, Back in 1999, I got diagnosed with lower brainstem cancer. Uh, let's just say that's a bad one. Hell, all of it's bad. And I decided I didn't want to go the traditional route, chemo, radiation. So I went up doing a lot of stuff. Went on the internet. And yes, it was around at that time. I went on the internet and I read everything I could for several days. I just kept reading and crying. Yeah, a lot of crying. And I stumbled onto this stuff called fasting. Literally fasting. You know, the stuff that Christ did for 40 days. Um, According to what I read, it said that fasting would alkaline the body. If you alkaline the body, it gets rid of the cancer. It's not a cure, but it seems to mimic one. Okay. Uh, what it does is while you're on your fast, the longer you're on your fast, the smaller the tumor gets. I believe this is why, because yes, you're starving your body, but you're also starving the cancer. So this cancer becomes smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller. I've done this. I've taught this technique, the fasting technique, to several people, a lot of people, over the last 11 years, and everybody got the same results. Their cancer became smaller and smaller and smaller. So by the time, example, someone who had a lump, it, it, actually it was a guy, he had a lump in his chest, and they actually wanted to go in there and remove his chest. And I told him about it. He said he'll try it. So he tried it. And it was the size of a quarter, and by the time he was on the fast for 3 weeks, it became the size of a pea, smaller than a pea. So by that time, he waited 3 weeks, and he, the doctor took something so small that it wasn't even, you know, he never did radiation, never did chemo. He's still alive even after all these years. Um, but it was fasting. There's not much to it. But what you do is you have a glass of water. Day one starts with a glass of water, and you keep drinking water throughout the day, every you know, as long as you're on the fast. Uh, what you're doing is you're putting your body into an alkaline state. The alkaline state gets dissolves or gets rid of the cancer as much as it possibly can. Um, I don't know how bad your cancer is, but I would recommend going on a fast. But this is my personal opinion, and I have to state that my personal opinion is fasting works. Don't know how. Well, actually, I do know how. But I do recommend you go to your doctor. Talk to your primary, tell them this is what you want to do. Go on the internet, read up about fasting and how fasting changes the body so dramatic. Don't worry about losing weight. You will lose weight, but it seems like when you're on because you have cancer, um, for some strange reason, it goes after the cancer and it doesn't go after the body fat. You'll lose some weight, but it won't be that much. Maybe when I did it, I wound up losing only like 14 pounds, and I did it for 21 days. I've done fasting without cancer, and I've lost 14 pounds in 3 days. That's a different story. Uh, I recommend fasting. Go on a doctor, try to see if you can get medical fasting. Stay in the hospital if you can, but do what your doctor tells you. What it will do is it will shrink whatever kind of tumor you have. I have not tried this on leukemia, so I cannot answer how that's going to help, but it should. You can probably find other people or other groups on the internet who've done it with leukemia. I've done it with solid, so we can follow the cancer as it shrinks. Um, well, on mine, after 3 weeks, it was gone. The doctor actually told me that I was probably misdiagnosed, or he was. How did he put it? Oh crap, I don't remember. He made it, you know, that it was just by accident and I shouldn't have worried about it. And I remember he talked to me quite a while. I think he was afraid I was going to sue him. So here it is. Here's the formula. Water, day one, drink it throughout the day. Day two, water, drink it throughout the day. Try to go between 21 days to 30 days. Shrink the cancer. And then go back to your doctor and it just shrinks. Okay? Go talk to your doctor and see what he wants to do then. Because all of a sudden, on the average, it shrinks around 80%. So if you have something out of a quarter, it goes down to the size of a pea, if not smaller than that. Mine, well, it disappeared. Um, According to my doctor, I was misdiagnosed, but I don't think so. I had other friends of mine have done the medical fasting, and several friends, even those at the latter stage, at stage 4, and all of them have seen results. So it works. Just try it. And if you have to eat something, and I have to admit, I have changed the formula a little bit since then. If you want to eat something, it's going to have to be watermelon, because that keeps your body alkaline. And you're going to have to do lemons. Lemons is another thing. Put it in your water so you have some taste throughout the day. Here's another part that I also recommend. Again, my opinion. Um, when you take a bath every day, twice a day preferred, for at least a half hour each time. Take a box of baking soda and throw it into the water. The water's going to feel like silk, and you're going to notice that it feels great in the water, but you're going to notice that the water is going to look murky, grayish, very sometimes brown, green, yellows. I've heard every color. I had mine was the greenish color, a very putrid green color came out of me while I was soaking in the tub. Um, while you're on the fast, you should do that because you're pulling the toxins out of your body, and it's gonna look awful. Sorry, but it is. Some people just a little bit. Others, they have told me some very disgusting things. Um, so I recommend soaking in a tub at least twice a day with baking soda. It should be like a cup of baking soda each time you go in there. Change the water, wash it off, and do that. Do the fasting, do the baking soda, and it helps dramatically. I can't say the word cure, but I can honestly tell you that you will see shrinkage. Okay, you just will. So if you have any questions, please call me. My phone number is area code 210-454-5353. If you want to email me at Napoleon, Napoleon underscore Savoy, SAV as in Victor, OY at MSN.com. Have any questions, please call me. Um, I will help you as much as I can. I know this will shrink the tumor, and then just so the doctor can barely, instead of those cutters go in there and leave you a big scar, why not go from here to here and just have something small taken out of you so the scar does not damage you? Okay? So if you have any questions, call me. I'll talk to y'all later. I have some other information, but I prefer to give it to you in my email or personally call you. Okay, bye. Talk to you later. God bless.